Okay, hi, welcome to my first ever podcast. My name is Charlotte, and I finally got my setup. It's not super easy. I live in a camping car, and this is the only background I have, and yeah, it's not super easy to get this set up. So finally have it set up, and hopefully it's okay for you guys to see. As I said, I live in a camping car, and right now we're in Sardinia, staying at a friend's farm for the winter. And yeah, it's super nice that we can go and walk around the land, and there's lots of things to see and do here, and animals and barking dogs. Sorry about any barking and sounds that there might be. So yeah. Okay, so let's start with what I'm wearing. Today I am wearing my timber top tee, I think that's what it's called, by Renewal Collective. It's the first thing I knit that had a raglan yoke, and it was the first time knitting raglan yoke, and I was super proud of it at the time because I'd never knit anything like that before, and it was exciting learning something new. So yeah, that's that. And the yarn I use is just some really old vintage cotton. It's probably like a DK weight cotton yarn that I had lying around that somebody gave me, and the white is I think it's something left over from We Are Knitters, or one of those big companies that I don't really like to support anymore, but when I first started knitting I had some, so that was just left over from then. So yeah, that's my timber top tee, and I was very proud of it when I first knit it. I haven't worn it so much because it's very big and I knit it very cropped, but I like it. It's a nice airy top to wear when it's warm. So yeah, that's my timber top tee. I have one finished object to show you, and this is very special to me. I decided to join the knit along, but hosted by Martina from We Grow Wild, and her podcast, sorry. And I had this shawl in my queue on Ravelry for quite a while, and finally decided to cast it on because of her knit along. Yeah, so this was my first time knitting a shawl, and yeah, I'm super proud of it. So I'll show you it now. Where's the top? Here it is. This is what it looks like. It has nice little cables running down the edge, and then this little motif in the middle, and then the whole body is full of these little knitted bubbles. And it's so comfy, cozy and warm, and I love it so much. And it is knit with like a 3-ply alpaca, and the 3-ply is made from 3 different colours of alpaca yarn, which I got at this. I had like a whole cone of it, and I got it at this crazy yarn shop in Italy. It was an enormous shop selling every type of yarn you could ever want. Anyway, so yeah, that is my shawl. Oh, I didn't even tell you the name of the pattern. So the pattern is by Fiber Tales, and it's called the Hildenberg. I'm not very good at pronouncing Danish words, but it means elderberry in Danish, basically. And yeah, the pattern is so beautiful to knit, really, really enjoyable. No, it's not. For me, I quite like knitting things that are a bit interesting. I enjoy stockinette sometimes, but often I do get a little bit bored. And so this was fun because it wasn't just, there was purling, there was stockinette, there was little bubbles, then there was the braid, the edge, and yeah, it was very enjoyable to knit. And then also there's the little tassels on the 3 corners. So yeah, and I'm just waiting for the weather to cool down so that I can wear this a lot more. And I like to wear it like this for now. Yeah, I love it. It's so cozy. Okay, I'm going to take it off because it's too hot right now. Yeah. So I have a few works in progress to show you. The first thing I will show you is this. And I have this in my little hand-woven bag that I made. I made this. This is my own weaving. And then I turned it into this little bag. The project inside is a bit too big for me to close it, so I need to make another one that's a bit bigger. Let's get it out. So this is the Permafrost Sweater by Vitre Designs, and I started this quite a long time ago, a few months ago, but I ran out of the yarn. The yarn is Drops Alpaca Boucle and Drops Alpaca. Holding 2 strands of the Drops Boucle and 1 strand of the alpaca. And this is how far I've got so far. And I love it. It's like a sheep jumper. It's so cozy and soft, and I can't wait to wear it. I've just got to this stage, and I almost don't want to keep knitting because I want to savor the jumper, like the process, because I'm a little bit obsessed with knitting this. It's not the easiest to knit because of the texture, but it's really enjoyable and it goes fast. I'm knitting it on 6mm needles. It was supposed to be on 7, but I don't have 7, so I'm just knitting it on 6. And yeah, I love it. And my plan is to probably naturally dye this once I'm finished with it. I want to dye it with acorns and oak leaves, and I also have some oak galls, which are basically a parasite that grows on the oak tree. I think it's something to do with a wasp that creates this lump ball on the oak tree. I'm not 100% sure exactly of the specifics, but it's pretty cool, and it's very, very high in tannins, so it creates a nice, rich, dark colour. So yeah, that's my plan with this guy, and I love it so much. Yeah. Okay, I put it back in its little pouch. Okay, my next work in progress is this. It is the Cloudberry Tea by Fiber Towels, and so it's not easy for me to show you because I have it on a very tiny cable. I'm knitting it on 4.75mm needles, and this is the only needles I have with this cable. They're not interchangeable needles or anything. So that is what I have, and I've reached this far. It's an interesting construction. It's knit top down, but not with a yoke. It's a drop shoulder, and so you knit the panels separately and join them together. It's going fairly slowly now. There's a lot of stockinette, which is a little bit not boring, but I like to do it when I have nothing else. When I'm concentrating on something else, so watching Netflix or something like this. So yeah, this is it's perfect for this situation. And eventually there's little details on the shoulders, on the sleeves. There's little flower details, and for that I have found in my stash these 2 colours. It's just some leftover wool that I had, and the yarn that I'm using is from 2 cones that I had. One is a 100% Kent wool, English wool. Kent is a region in England, and it's quite fine, very, very thin yarn. And the other is a 50% merino, 50% silk blend. So hopefully the end product will be fairly soft. Not too soft because the wool is not the softest. It is lamb's wool, but it's not the softest, but it's not itchy. It's not too bad. So yeah, I'm excited to have this, and I'm knitting the second size, and I'm hoping it's going to be a bit oversized, because I think this is that'll be nice if it's a bit oversized. So that is my elderberry tea, and Cloudberry. Too many berry names. That is my Cloudberry tea, and I'm excited to knit that slowly, I think. Okay, what else do we have to show? Okay, so I have one last whip, and recently I went back to London, which is where I'm from, to visit my family, and I picked up a few things that I'd ordered and sent there. When you live in a van, it's not super easy to order things, because I don't have a permanent address, so I have to find somewhere to order it to. So often I'll just order stuff to my parents' place in England, and then I will pick it up when I go back. And for this whip and for my Permafrost jumper or sweater, I did run out of the yarn, so I started them quite a few months ago, and then I ran out of the yarn, and which is often what happens to me. I start a project and I don't really calculate the yarn, and then I'm like, oh, I ran out. So I had to order more, and that's what I recently got it back a week ago, managed to get the yarn and managed to start the project again. So this is another one that I ran out of the yarn from, and this is the Ballerina Wrap it's a free pattern. You can pay for it on Ravelry, or you can get it for free on her website. It's called Two Wands or Two Hands or something. I'll have a look and I'll put it down here. But this is how far I've got so far. I'm just doing the increases to cross over, and then I'll have to do the I-cord. And I think I want to do long sleeves with this. I'm knitting it on 4mm needles, and the yarn I'm using is the Rowan Summerlight DK Egyptian cotton in the colour 00470. It's this marine blue, kind of dusty blue colour that I really like. It's very nice. So yeah, that is my last work in progress that I have to show you. And I get it back in this bag. I don't have many places to keep my whips. That's why I made my little hand-woven bag there. But I think I need to make a few more. Okay, so I have a few things to show you that I got when I was back in London. One thing is this beautiful book that I ordered. It was recommended to me by Alex from the Ancestral Craft podcast. And it is called the Fleece and Fibre Sourcebook, and it's a hefty book. It's super heavy, but it's amazing. It has every fleece and fibre in here. I mean, it explains it. It's a source book. It has everything in here, and I have a family friend that has a farm, and he has some sheep, and he said that he would give me one of his fleeces because I really want to start to learn to spin. And something that I picked up when I was back in London that I've had for a very long time but haven't really used is this drop spindle. I got this many years ago when I wanted to learn to spin, and started and then moved on to other things and didn't do anything with it. But I picked it up, and yeah, I want to start learning to spin. I want to process my own yarn and fleece and turn it into yarn, basically, and then knit with it. That was always my dream many years ago, and it still is. And I'll show you the sheep that he has. It is this sheep here. I think it's a Welsh breed originally. It's called Lane. I'm not 100% sure how you pronounce it, but it's these beautiful little sheeps. And they're super cute. So yeah, I'm excited to do that and use my little drop spindle. And here in Sardinia, they have a very a big culture of weaving and spinning, and they also make their own drop spindles, and there's a place in the village here that I can buy some. So I'm tempted to buy a Sardinian drop spindle as well because they are so beautiful. So yeah, that's that for now. And then I got a few, whoops, drop spindle on the floor. I got a few I got 2 skeins of yarn from a yarn shop in London. I want to learn to knit socks. I've never knit any socks before, and I really want to learn to knit socks. So I picked up the beautiful Mondim yarn by Rosa Polmar, and I have this one. It is the colour 111, and they are 100 grams for 385 meters. So there's a lot of yarn here, and it's very soft for a whole. It's 100% Portuguese wool, and they're very soft. And I have this one, and I have this one. This is the colour 308 in this beautiful forest green colour. So I'm excited to knit some socks with these. And I also picked up some miniature circular needles to knit socks with, because I really don't enjoy magic loop very much. I do it if I have to, but I don't enjoy it, and I've never tried DPNs, and it looks a bit intimidating. So I thought I would start with circular needles and see how I get on. And yeah, I got these ones. I really wanted metal ones, but they didn't have any, so these are the C-Knit in 2.5 millimeter. So those are those, and I'll let you know how I get on with them. I also ordered some miniature circular needles as well, but I accidentally ordered the wrong size, so I ordered them in 5mm. So, I mean, they'll come in useful, I'm sure, for something, but not right now for my socks. Maybe I'll do some 5mm socks, some super chunky indoor socks at some point, and maybe they'll come in useful for sleeves as well. So, I have those. And last but not least, I ordered this a very long time ago, and it was on sale. It's from Woolly Knit, and it is a blue-faced Leicester yarn, and it's so soft and beautiful. This beautiful colour. I'm not sure what the colour is. I think it's maybe just natural. The colour is mid-brown shade 309.72, but they had this on sale, and I think I got 5 for £15 or something like that. So yeah, I have 5 of these, and I plan to knit something special with them. And I will. It's a vest. It's a little vest with these beautiful drop stitch details on it. I can't remember who it's by or what it's called, but hopefully I'll have cast it on in the next few weeks. And I think I will knit this with the knit along from Knitting Traditions, because this is 100% British wool from Woolly Knit, and that is her knit along or make along. I'm not sure what it's called. So yeah, I plan to knit that, and I'm very excited to do that. And that is, I think, the last thing I have to show you. So I hope you enjoyed watching this podcast, and I look forward to making the next one. Bye!